So let's get into the robotics race and go on another level for all of you out there. Now, we spoke about AI in a type 0 to type 1 universe, right? Or whatever you want to call this and what we're living now. And we're going to go into robotics and where it could be in the future. Funny enough to do with alien life on the level of this is kind of out of this world, but also very applicable. And I'm going to tell you guys why. So tune in for this, right? This is something that I don't speak about much for obvious reasons, right? But if you think about an alien life, it's pretty much saying it's another life that exists, but it's just kind of different from our own, right? It sounds alien, so it's like, oh, it's so far away from us. But really the same values and like structures that they have are very similar to us. You think about something like the value of trust, and species interrelate with each other with these different values, whatever they choose to call the word, right? So it's different languages, different forms of communication, but it's still the same thing. It's still trust. It's still needing to look at the other person and go, I trust you, and you're not going to stab me in the back or like light me on fire or put me in a bad position, etc. And I'm with you with that, right? It's called teamwork, cooperation, etc., etc. So you think of an alien life species that's got the exact same thing. And let's say we went into a type 1 type of society where there's kind of like renewable energy, etc., and things are powered very differently and the power bill is very low. So we're in that society, right? And we've got robots that are powered in this way that are self-generating as well, and they're helping us with day-to-day tasks. So let's say alien life came in and they're like, you're ready to come into the intergalactic, I don't know, federation or whatever it is that they play out on movies, right? It's really cool. And they're like, you're advanced enough for us to come in and be with you, right? So what actually matters here? Let's think about it for a second. You're advanced enough to be in this society. Does it matter that the robots make us advanced enough to be in? Or does it matter that we have the value set that comes with human or AI technology or robotics to be able to be in this federation? That's not actually what you think. Most people would think it's because of the robots, Alistair. It's because of the AI technology, Alistair. But actually it's the opposite. It's because your values are on a set precipice in a way, and you've got your values all aligned. We're talking like honesty, trust, understanding, commitment, cooperation, loyalty, all of those things, right? Kindness, blah, blah, blah. So it's that these values have actually come together in a way that works with AI and robotics to actually allow us to be on a new level of high, so to speak, as a human species that allows us to be part of this federation. It's the exact same thing when you see like two countries go into war and they get cooperation from other people, right? So like, for example, like in the Vietnam War, like Japan joined a side, China joined a side, etc., right? You kind of cooperate to do stuff to other countries. So it's the exact same thing when it comes to like the federation of coming together with alien life. So all of this would allow us to have a major advancement in technology as well, because of course, part of this cooperation is sharing all of the technology that exists in both of the interplanetary species or even the federation, etc. So that actually opens us up to so much more species and alien life that might exist outside our cosmos. So it's this kind of thing that sounds like really sci-fi, but it's actually closer to reality than we think it is, because we've already found alien life, so to speak. Like there's different forms of like water, remnants, etc. on other planets that allow for life to actually occur. And if you look at it, there's actually form of bacteria that have created a type of alien life. But in terms of it being cognitively capable, etc., it's, we need to get there. So this could be outside the span of what they allow us to perceive as well, right? So we only see in the third dimension, but it could be something that is like, fourth and above, etc., that we can't actually perceive with the naked eye or even get to, but it's almost like a barrier or a prison, I guess, in a way, that we're in, that is Earth. Now, people like to go on the level where it's like, oh, guys, we're actually on a prison and, the alien species put us in this prison. But come on, Like, really, is Earth really a prison? Is it? That's why we're so out of control. And, you guys have seen all of those stories, right? But it isn't. It's really, like I said, our values, etc., and how they align with the way that the world is right now that actually makes us capable of being on that level, on the level of balance to actually go into this interplanetary species alliance thing together. And like I said, that accesses more technologies, that allows us to intermingle with new species, and the result of that is babies, right? And that is where interplanetary species procreate for different forms of life. And then you go on this level that is very like sci-fi, way too sci-fi, and sounds crazy, like I said, but it actually isn't. It isn't. It's as like crazy as somebody who was seen procreating with like a dog or a gorilla. I've seen monkeys. Yeah. There's a lot of jokes about stuff like this. And if you don't know what procreate means, well, you're probably too young to understand it anyway, so just don't. We'll just call it kissing. Kissing for adults, right? Kissing for adults with gorillas and dogs. Anyway, the point is that I know we're on, but if you've stuck in this far, smash like, and thank you guys for sticking in. You guys are amazing, right? I know I'm hard to listen to, but the stuff is very much like sci-fi, but coming into a possible reality. Like I said, when it comes to like type 0 society, etc., it makes us not capable. We're almost like primitive compared to a more advanced species that would be able to renew their own energy, etc. So we seem like a type of species that couldn't advance past them, so therefore we can't give them the value that they need. So what is the value that we can give? Like I said, it comes down to the values that we actually hold with how we are moment to moment. And we need to come up as a human species to actually be able to do this. Sounds crazy, right? But like I said before, and I've said this before in other videos, like I was in Thailand during COVID, right? And it's very easy to look at COVID and you're like stuck in a box, right? You're stuck in a box and it's like diseases all around us and we can't go outside, etc. And it seems like a lot of people are being crazy because you're looking at the news and you're looking at the whatever it is you're watching, and everything seems chaotic and it's out of control. People are going out of control. There's a toilet paper crisis, or you're not able to get food, etc., etc., etc. Or going out means risking your life, right? Stuff like that. And people seem like they're not as kind towards each other. But actually, this is where humanity really came together, and they actually did some incredible things. I could just look at Thailand as the example, and a lot of people were out there like giving food to people who had it really rough because there's no social assistance system, etc., that was going on there. And there was a lot of people like putting themselves out there to help other people who were in need. There were like COVID vaccinations that were free. There was different forms of like people just being good and kind of communities coming together. And I thought that was really beautiful. You can see that in every form of like what humans can be and what we can like achieve, being the best that we can be in terms of those values. And that's exactly what's actually going to lead us to this advanced society where we're good enough for another species to kind of look in our direction. It's funny that, right? Because you think about it like, oh no, it's the advancement of technology, Alistair. It's going to be the robotics and the, if we can advance enough to get the humanoid six-pack abs and, cyborg parts, etc., to be strong enough and fit enough, they're going to look in our direction. But actually, it's the things that are like family values that we've always kind of held as humans at the heart of us that actually allowed us to become advanced. That's the thing that's going to like propel us into other species looking in our direction, right? Because at the end of the day, if you're very advanced in terms of a species and you're already going forward with that, etc., what can you trust? What can you rely on? What is real to you with other people, right? It's connection and the way you connect with other species, other people, and what you can really trust. It's the same thing when it comes to like family values. It's the same thing person to person when you're communicating, etc. How you build that relationship is going to matter a hell of a lot more than the technology or who they are and what they look like and how strong or fit or whatever it is that you're looking at, right? That's what's going to matter. Okay, so that is pretty much it for this video. Let me know what you guys think, and thank you guys for watching this. Let's go further in the next videos. Catch you guys for the next one soon.